Hi, I am Pradip Haldar. Today we will discuss about the conservation of animals. Yesterday we started the chapter the conservation of animals and the plants. Already we discussed about the conservation of plants. Now what do you mean by the conservation of animals? Animals are those organisms which are able to perform the locomotion or change in place take place performed by the animals. Say, so a wise and judicious use of animals that known as a conservation of animals. The motto of the conservation of wildlife animals is to protect the wildlife animals. What is the wildlife animals? The animals lived in a forest or within the forest. So to protect the wildlife animals, taking care of wildlife animals and try to increase their number. This is the motto of conservation of animals. Now this conservation of animals is done by creating the protected areas. Protected area. What is protected area? An area which recognized as the long-term conservation or which are created to provide the long-term conservation of nature and the wildlife animals that known as a protected areas. Now the idea behind the creating the protected areas, there are the lots of ideas. The first and instant effective, we have to conserve the animals. That's why we are creating the protected areas, and along with that, to create the tourism, protected areas plays important role. Now, these protected areas mainly provide two type of conservation. One is in situ conservation. What is in situ conservation? When the conservation of animals, when we conserve the animals within its own habitat, means within the natural forest, that known as a in situ conservation. And if we conserve the animals outside of its own habitat, that known as a ex situ conservation. Generally, the protected areas, we can see that one tiger within the cage or within the zoo. Zoo is based on the ex situ conservation because the tiger, lion, their natural habitat are the forest. But suppose in our surroundings there are the less number of tiger present. May in Sundarpahari there are present only 2 tigers. So we have to invest huge amount of money to create the protected areas for them, which is going to provide the in situ conservation. We are going to create the barrier around the Sundarpahari, recruitment some guards to look after the tigers, even the medical staff. These are quite this process are quite long term, but we have to spend the huge amount of money. So the easiest way to conserve those 2 tigers is just caught the tigers and ship the tigers within the zoo. So zoo is a protected areas which are mainly based on the ex situ conservation. Clear? Now some protected areas which providing the in situ conservation. There are the 3 types of protected areas which provide the in situ conservation. First one is sanctuary or wildlife sanctuary. Wildlife sanctuary. Sanctuary means the holiest place of a religion. Now, sanctuary is a small protected areas where the cleaning, washing or the cut of the animals are fully prohibited, and this type of protected areas are under the state government. Almost 492 wildlife sanctuaries are present in the India. Clear? One of the most important example is the Bharatpur Bird Sanctuary. These are the sanctuary. It's a more small protected areas. Now the next one is national park. National park. National park is quite bigger than the sanctuary. It's a protected areas where can we protect the historical object or economically valuable object as well as the some wildlife animals or some scientifically important things. These are known as a natural resource, national park. Sorry, national park is the protected areas, quite large than the sanctuary and small from the biosphere reserve, where we providing the protection for the particular things which having the interest of scientifically or the economically. Now, Jim Corbett National Park is one of the most important example. Almost 14 national parks are present in India, and the another one is Biosphere Reserve. Biosphere Reserve. Biosphere Reserve are the protected areas which conserve the ecosystem. Generally, these labels are provided by the UNESCO. This label are provided by the UNESCO. It's a large protective areas. The center portion of a biosphere reserve, suppose this is a biosphere reserve, this center reserve is termed as a core area, and these are the buffer zone. Within the core area, any type of human activity are prohibited. These are the biosphere reserve, the Sundarban Biosphere Reserve. These are the protected areas. Now, one of the most important questions relating to the conservation. Why should we conserve the animals or the plants, or why should we conserve the biodiversity? Generally, we are going to conserve the biodiversity to maintain the natural balance. We know that every living organism are interlinked up with each other. So to protect this relationship, we have to conserve the biodiversity. Even we have to conserve the biodiversity to maintain the natural. We have to conserve the biodiversity for the next generation. We have to conserve the biodiversity to maintain the ecological balance. All of the reason, that's why we are conserving the biodiversity. In our next video, we will discuss about the Red Data Book and the bird migration, even the coexistence of animals. That's enough for today.